Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll give you one guess what time it is. Yes, I'm going to be installing that caulking. And I've been prepping on these stairs. And if you want to watch what I've done so far, you can go to my main YouTube channel page, click on playlists, and then scroll down to deck repairs, dry rot deck repairs, or stair well deck repairs, whatever, and you'll find them. Okay, I've just put 2 coats of primer on here. The first coat I put mold killing primer. Second coat I didn't have any rest of the mold killing primer, so I put on Kills, and I explain all that on previous episodes. Okay, so now I'm going to put the caulking. I want to put caulking around the edges, and as you can see, after I put the paint on this morning, after it was all dry, I went around and checked everything to see where I needed to dig out maybe some existing caulking that was spooged out too far or something like that, or any high nodules anywhere where I need to do some filling on different places on the stairs. See, look at that. To fill all that. And so, you know, it's one step at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One step at a time. How do you fix dry rot steps? Yes, one step at a time. And I say dry rot steps, these 2 stairs here were initially glulam beam material steps like these that were 20 years old. And so I replaced these 2 because they were falling apart. And you can find that on my episodes, dry rot deck repairs, in the playlist. And I show you how to take those out and why I took them out and all that kind of good stuff. And so now I need to do some more fixing on here. Okay? And as I was digging stuff out, I noticed there was a pooch right here, and I thought, what is that? I cut it out, and see how it's dark and discolored? That had a little bit of moisture that got in there from before. And so now, before I caulk over there, I'm going to let that dry all day, and then I'm going to take a little bit of bleach, and I'm just going to pour the bleach directly on there to kill any existing live mold spores, let's say. And then I'll have to let that dry some more, then put some caulking on there before I do some other things on these stairs. Well, I can do other things while I'm waiting for that, for sure. Okay, so my next step is to install this caulking. What type of caulking is this, and how am I going to do that? Stick around. That's coming up next. Now when you go to the store, hey Joe, what caulking are you going to use? Well, you go to the store, different hardware stores have different caulkings, believe it or not. You just have to kind of look around. And this stuff here I've decided to use is white, and you always want to look on this. And here's a tip: when you see a white caulking tube such as this, lots of times the colored ones, the black one is black up here, the gray one is gray, the tan is tan. Well, a lot of times you pick something up and you think, okay, yeah, that's white. Make sure you read up here, because you might see, son of a gun, it's clear, and you didn't want clear, because clear comes in a white container. But I was at the store and I looked, and this is Dynaflex 230, and see this here? It says premium elastomeric interior exterior sealant, silicone tough, 100% waterproof, seals joints up to 2 inches wide, superior flexibility and crack proof, and it's used for windows, doors, siding, and trim. And so that's why I picked it. And see this elastomeric. When you ever see caulking and you see elastomeric, that's good stuff, because that means once you put it on, it has a tendency to stretch further than if you didn't use a caulking with elastomeric. If you didn't use elastomeric type caulking, it puts it when you caulk it, if your wood moves around or something, and later on, you know, 6 months later, you look at your caulking and it's got a crack in it. Well, that's because it didn't flex enough. So if you want something that flexes, get the elastomeric stuff. And see this? It says seals joints up to 2 inches wide. I've even seen some stuff called extreme stretch that you can cover 3 inches wide, you know, in one go. But anyways, that's what I'm going to use. This was like $6 a tube. And the other stuff I had, which I was going to put on initially, was about $8.50 a tube. I went to the store to try to get that kind. Well, they didn't have it in white. They only had it in light tan, dark tan, black, beige, and that kind of stuff. So I decided to use this stuff here. Okay. So, of course, you're doing anything like this on the exterior. You want exterior caulking, and get something good. I mean, they had some other stuff that wasn't extreme, that wasn't it didn't say superior flexibility or silicone tough, and it didn't say elastomeric, and maybe that stuff was $3 or $4 a tube. Hey, don't skimp on it. Once you put it on, you want that stuff to last, because see, I'm going to be caulking this wood right up against stucco, and I want it to be nice and tight, because these stairs, when it rains, when it snows, when the ice stays on here for a while, and puddles and all that kind of stuff, I don't want it to leak between the edge of the stair and the stucco. I don't, you know, you leave a little spot like that, it's going to leak. See this? It looks pretty tight, but no, water gets on there, it leaks right down in there, and it's going to get down on the inside underneath the house and cause havoc. You want to see what I'm talking about? Go to Dry Rot Deck Repairs in the playlist area on my main YouTube channel. Scroll down to Dry Rot Deck Repairs. You'll see what this looked like. It was just a mess. Most people were saying, "Hey Joe, why don't you tear it all down and start over?" I thought, phooey on that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make all the repairs. Doesn't even look like it did anything, does it? Looks fine, doesn't it? Well, you go to that Dry Rot Deck Repair videos, and you'll think, my God, what a mess. It sure didn't look like this, but I fixed it all, and this is just as strong. I believe it's just as strong as when this was built. The way I built everything back underneath the deck, and these stairs, all the stringers were all dry rotted out at the first part of this and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Do I usually work on decks and stairs? No, heck no, I don't. But I figured it all out, and I got it fixed. And I'm going to do the same with this. Okay, so that's my next step, is to caulk these stairs, and anywhere where there's imperfections like this, see how low that is? I'm going to fill that up. Any cracks like that, I'm going to fill that up. All this inside, see how it dips down like that? See how it goes way in? Well, I need to fill that in flat, so I'm gonna fill it in, and then take my putty knife and flatten it off. I got 3 tubes of caulking at the store. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Hey, if it's not enough, I'm going to have to go back to the store and get some more, aren't I? But I thought 3 tubes should be plenty. Okay? I guess I better get with it. Hey Joe, is that the last thing you have to do on these stairs? My word, is that the last thing you have to do with fixing these stairs? Heck no. I've got many more things I have to do after that, so make sure you keep watching my videos. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Make sure, even if you are a subscriber, hit that yellow bell or the bell next to my name, and that way you'll make sure you don't miss any videos I happen to post on my channel. Okay? Thank you. Ooh-wee. Yes, did I use all the caulking up? Sure did. Look at this. all nicely caulked all the way along the sides and then up in there all the way down. And then I even got up underneath this ledge up under there, because when the water comes down it can back up that way, believe it or not. And if you don't have that caulked underneath there, that water, when the snow's on there, that water could go straight back and it can go underneath your deck. Now see, I filled in where the big crevices were, and I didn't get it exactly 100% perfect, did I? Because I had to really build that up, and I could only go so far at a time. And so tomorrow I'll have to get some more caulking. After this dries, then I'll fill that up a little bit better. There's only so much you can do on the first go. And see this right here, I left it. I'm gonna let that dry tonight, and then in the morning I'm gonna pour some bleach on it, and then once that's dry, then I'll be able to go over it with the caulking and stuff before my next step. Yes, there's another step after this. Of course there's another step. There's always seems to be another step. Okay, but for today I think I'm out. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos, and keep watching. I'll show you what I do next.